A veterinarian was delivering what he thought was a normal litter of puppies. But when one of the pups was born with no signs of life, the mother dog did something that stunned the entire room, and that was only the first mystery. What they would eventually uncover about this litter would rewrite the record books. Dr. Marcus Green had seen it all. In his years as a vet, he had handled everything, but nothing prepared him for the day Lola came in. Lola was a pregnant chocolate Labrador. Her owner, Mrs. Thompson, was worried but hopeful. Lola was about to be a mom for the first time. Dr. Green gave a kind smile. This was routine. Everything looked fine. But what no one in that room knew was that this was no ordinary pregnancy. Lola had always been family to the Thompsons. So when the time came, Mrs. Thompson brought her to the clinic. It was the safest choice. And with everything that was about to happen, that decision mattered more than anyone could have guessed. Dr. Green did a double take when he saw Lola. Her belly had grown a lot since her last visit, more than he expected. He looked at her x-rays. This is going to be a long day, he thought. He gently explained to Mrs. Thompson that Lola was carrying a very large litter. For nearly 2 months, Mrs. Thompson had been counting the days. 63, to be exact. That is how long most dog pregnancies last. The clinic buzzed with a quiet tension. Everyone was ready. Lola was restless, whining, and panting hard. She was not her usual bubbly self. Dr. Green gave Mrs. Thompson a calm nod. He knew the signs. Lola was going into labor, and it was happening fast. He gently reminded Mrs. Thompson that dogs pick up on human feelings. Lola needed her to be calm. She took a deep breath. She rested a hand on Lola's back, and soon they both began to settle. The team carefully moved Lola to the delivery area. The room grew quiet, waiting for the first sign of new life. Most dog litters have 5 or 6 puppies, but Lola's just kept coming. One by one, the puppies arrived. 4, then 6, then 8. The room grew silent as the count kept climbing. When it was finally over, 12 healthy puppies had made their entrance. It was a rare and exhausting delivery. Lola's litter was as colorful as it was big. 3 black, 4 chocolate, 3 yellow, and 1 shimmering silver pup tucked in among the others. The team smiled. 6 girls and 6 boys. It all felt like a small miracle. But then the mood shifted. As the puppies wriggled and whimpered, one stayed quiet. Its tiny paws did not move. It made no sound. The room tensed. Dr. Green stepped forward. His eyes locked onto the still, tiny body. Something was wrong. The word stillborn hung in the air. Mrs. Thompson covered her mouth, her eyes wide with worry. But Dr. Green was not ready to give up. He gently rubbed the pup's chest, warming it, willing it to fight. He worked for what felt like an eternity. Nothing. Lola, tired and worn out from giving birth to 11 other pups, slowly stood up. She walked over to where the team huddled. She gently nudged the tiny, still body with her nose. It was not frantic, just a soft, sure touch. Like a mother telling her baby, "I am here." The room fell silent. For all the vets, tools, and training, sometimes a mother's touch makes the most difference. Just when it seemed like all hope was lost, the tiny pup let out the faintest breath. Then another. Lola gave a few soft licks, as if she had never had any doubt. She settled down again, curling protectively around her now complete litter. Relief filled the room, but Dr. Green felt a strange sense of unease. He felt this story was not over yet. A few weeks later, at their first checkup, the puppies all looked perfect. But then a call from Mrs. Thompson changed everything. She mentioned something odd. 6 of the puppies had opened their eyes, but the other 6 had not. Puppies from the same litter usually open their eyes around the same time. Dr. Green offered to stop by the house. He began his visit by picking up each puppy. He started with Miracle, the pup he had revived, but it was not her healthy breathing that stopped him. It was her eyes. One was the usual deep brown of a Labrador, but the other was a striking icy blue. Heterochromia. It is incredibly rare in Labradors. Dr. Green turned to Mrs. Thompson. He asked if any of the other pups looked like Miracle. She nodded. Destiny does. He looked at Destiny. She shared the same blue and brown eyes, the same white patch on her chest, and even the same curled tail. A curled tail is not a Labrador trait. Their tails are straight, like a rudder for swimming. These 2 puppies were not just different, they were something else entirely. Dr. Green could not shake the feeling that something about Lola's litter did not add up. He gently suggested DNA testing, just for Miracle and Destiny. Something in their genes was telling a story, and he wanted to read it. Mrs. Thompson agreed. Dr. Green gently took cheek swabs from both puppies. He sent the samples to the lab. Then came the hardest part, the waiting. A week later, the results arrived. Dr. Green tore open the envelope. He scanned the report, and what he read made him stop cold. The results did not just confirm the puppies were different. They revealed something almost unheard of. Miracle and Destiny were monozygotic twins, identical twins. In humans, that is rare. In dogs, it was considered almost mythical. The first confirmed case in dogs was not reported until 2016. These were not just rare puppies, they were a scientific impossibility. They were part of something historic, and the mystery of Lola's litter had just gotten a whole lot deeper. Finding out they were identical twins left Dr. Green stunned. In all his years, he had never seen anything like it. He reached out to colleagues, he searched scientific articles, but there were not many answers. The phenomenon was just too rare. When he shared the findings with Mrs. Thompson, she was just as shocked. The name she had chosen for her little survivor, Miracle, now felt more fitting than ever. But the mystery was not over. Not by a long shot. A few weeks later, another strange detail emerged. During a visit, Mrs. Thompson mentioned that Miracle and Destiny were growing much faster than the others. Significantly faster. That caught Dr. Green's attention. He thought the mystery had ended with the DNA results. But Lola's pups were not done surprising him. He returned to the house with a notebook in hand, determined to investigate. He weighed each puppy. He measured their length and took careful notes. The gap was too wide to be normal. Miracle and Destiny were healthy and strong, but the rest of the litter was not growing at the same pace. It is like they are from two different litters, he thought, but that is impossible, is it? He consulted other veterinarians and animal experts. Still, none of their ideas explained the sharp contrast in growth. There was only one thing left to do. They needed more information. Whatever was hiding in those puppies' DNA, it was time to uncover it all. With cotton swabs in hand, Dr. Green returned to Mrs. Thompson's home. One by one, he carefully swabbed the cheeks of each of the 12 puppies. The samples would be sent to the lab again, but this time the whole litter would be included. Once again, Dr. Green found himself waiting, checking his email, and wondering what the lab would say this time. Then, on an ordinary afternoon, his assistant handed him a large envelope. He opened it slowly. He was not expecting anything too wild, but what he read made him stop cold. The mystery was finally solved. Lola's puppies had been conceived through something called superfecundation. It sounded like a dramatic word, but the meaning was simple. Lola had 2 litters growing inside her at the same time, and they were fathered by 2 different dogs. It was incredibly rare, but it explained everything: the different eye-opening times, the different growth rates, the wild mix of colors, the strange traits. Suddenly, all the weird details made perfect sense. It was literally 2 different litters born on the same day. When Dr. Green explained this to Mrs. Thompson, her jaw nearly hit the floor. 2 dads, 2 litters at once? She sighed and gave a sheepish smile. Apparently, during one of Lola's heat cycles, she had managed a little unplanned adventure in the neighborhood. Mrs. Thompson thought Lola had only met one other dog that night, but clearly Lola had been a bit busier than expected. It all clicked now. That one night out had led to one very unusual litter. Well, technically 2. Miracle and Destiny, the impossible identical twins, were living proof of Lola's wild night. Dr. Green and Mrs. Thompson finally had their answers. 2 litters, 2 fathers, and 1 set of identical twins. In all his years, Dr. Green had never seen anything like it. Lola was not just a proud mom. She was a record-breaking one. Lola's story had a happy ending. 12 healthy puppies, a loving home, and a mystery that left even a seasoned vet in awe. But not every dog is that lucky. If you are considering bringing a pup into your life, one of the most important things you can do is have them spayed or neutered. It is less about preventing surprise litters and more about giving your dog a longer, healthier life. It also helps keep the number of homeless dogs down, whether it is a 1 in a million pup like Miracle and Destiny or a shelter dog waiting for a home. Every dog deserves a safe place, a full belly, and someone to love them.